Is there a way for the mind to enter complete stillness, a state where thoughts no longer arise and awareness remains clear and awake? From the moment you wake up, mental activity begins, shaping your mood, guiding your actions, influencing how you experience every situation. This movement continues through the day, through conversations, through work, and even into the moments when the body rests. Over time, this constant activity becomes so familiar that it feels inseparable from who you are. For thousands of years, seekers observed this inner movement and approached it with a direct intention to discover whether the mind could be guided into silence through a precise inner process. Paramahansa Yogananda spoke about this state as a natural capacity of human consciousness, accessible through disciplined inner techniques that work beyond thinking. He described silence as an experience reached through method, not belief, and through practice rooted in inner science. What you experience every day is the active layer of the mind, responding automatically to memory, habit, and attention. Beneath this activity exists a stable inner field where awareness remains steady and untouched. Ancient sages approached this understanding practically, developing exact methods to move awareness from surface activity into deep inner stillness. This journey is focused on that method, a direct process designed to guide the mind into silence through the regulation of inner energy and attention. As you continue, stay attentive, because what follows is not explanation alone, it is a clear pathway toward experiencing the thoughtless state for yourself. The human mind developed as a system designed to protect life and support survival. Its primary function is to gather information, store experiences, recognize patterns, and prepare responses. Every thought that appears has a practical origin, learning from what has already happened and preparing for what may happen next. This process operates continuously, without effort, shaping perception from the moment you wake up until the body rests again. Paramhansa Yogananda explained that the mind is an instrument, powerful and efficient, created to serve consciousness rather than define it. Memory plays a central role in this process. Past experiences are stored and recalled automatically, influencing reactions, emotions, and expectations. At the same time, anticipation projects the mind forward, imagining outcomes, planning actions, and preparing responses. Attention moves fluidly between these two directions, revisiting what has been lived and preparing for what may unfold. This movement happens so smoothly that it feels seamless, creating a constant stream of inner activity that accompanies every moment of daily life. While this flow continues, something deeper remains unchanged. Even as thoughts move through memory and anticipation, awareness stays present, noticing sensations, sounds, and mental activity itself. You know that a thought has appeared, you know when attention shifts, and you know when the body moves or rests. This knowing presence does not travel with the thoughts, it remains steady, observing the movement without being carried by it. Yogananda referred to this awareness as the silent witness, the calm center that exists beneath all mental activity. When this understanding becomes clear, the mind is seen as a functional process rather than a personal identity. Thoughts arise to fulfill their role, attention moves according to habit and focus, and awareness remains present throughout. This recognition builds trust, because it reflects what you already experience every day. The foundation is now set to understand how attention can be guided inward, allowing the mind to settle naturally while awareness remains clear and steady. Thousands of years ago, a sage named Patanjali approached the inner world with the precision of a scientist. He did not speak in stories or symbolism. He organized consciousness into a clear system, showing how inner experience unfolds step by step. His work, the Yoga Sutra, functions as a map, guiding awareness through the structure of the mind toward inner stillness. Paramhansa Yogananda often emphasized the importance of this map, explaining that it reveals how consciousness operates rather than asking for belief or imagination. Patanjali described the mind using 3 essential principles that can be recognized directly in daily life. The first is chitta, the field of awareness where mental activity appears. Every thought, emotion, memory, and image arises within this inner field, just as scenes appear on a screen. Throughout the day, chitta holds conversations, reactions, and impressions, forming the background of experience while you work, speak, and rest. Within this field arise vrittas, the movements of the mind. These movements include remembering, imagining, analyzing, and responding. Whenever attention shifts toward a memory, a plan, or a reaction, a vrittis is active. These movements feel personal because attention flows into them, giving them momentum and continuity. This is the mental activity most people remain connected with throughout their lives. Nirodha describes the settling of these movements through understanding and regulation. When attention is guided skillfully, mental activity gradually becomes calm, allowing awareness to remain clear and steady. Yogananda explained that this state emerges naturally when inner energy and attention are aligned. Seen through daily experience, this framework brings clarity, showing how the mind moves, how awareness observes, and how inner stillness becomes accessible through method rather than effort. Right now, as these words reach you, hearing is already happening. Meaning is being understood. Attention is following the movement of the voice, and at the same time the body is present, the breath continues, and inner sensations remain active. All of this unfolds together inside a single field of experience that you are already aware of. Notice that you know you are hearing. You know when attention shifts. You know when a thought appears quietly in the background. This knowing is already here, before any effort, before any technique. Paramhansa Yogananda pointed to this knowing presence as the witness consciousness, the stable center through which all inner and outer experiences are recognized. Thoughts appear within this field just as sounds and sensations do. A memory may arise, attention may move, an image may pass, and the same awareness continues to register each movement. The content keeps changing, while the sense of being aware remains consistent. This consistency can be felt directly while listening, without doing anything additional. As attention rests in this recognition, the relationship with thoughts begins to change naturally. Mental activity continues, yet it feels more spacious, more transparent. Awareness remains present, and thoughts pass through it rather than pulling attention completely into them. Yogananda explained that when consciousness recognizes itself as the observer, the mind gradually aligns with this inner stability. Stay with this noticing as the words continue. Let attention include both the sound of the voice and the awareness that hears it. In this simple alignment, understanding moves beyond concepts and becomes a lived experience, preparing the ground for deeper inner stillness through method and practice. In the ancient dialogue of the Gita, Arjuna speaks with complete honesty about an inner difficulty that remains familiar even today. He describes the mind as restless and powerful, moving quickly and pulling attention in many directions. This observation reflects direct experience rather than philosophy. Paramhansa Yogananda explained that this moment in the Gita carries practical value because it addresses the exact condition of the human mind during daily life. Krishna responds by presenting two living principles, abhyasa and vairagya, as functional laws of inner mastery. Abhyasa refers to steady return of attention toward a chosen focus, again and again, through regular engagement. It develops strength through continuity and familiarity. Vairagya refers to allowing attention to release its habitual grip on mental movement, creating space and balance within awareness. Together, these principles operate like coordinated movements of attention, guiding consciousness towards stability. In lived experience, abhyasa appears each time attention is gently guided back to a chosen anchor, such as breath or inner sensation. Vairagya appears when attention loosens its attachment to passing thoughts, memories, and emotional currents. These movements occur internally and can be practiced during ordinary moments of life. Yogananda emphasized that mastery grows through this repeated inner alignment rather than effortful control. This understanding leads naturally toward method. When attention is trained to return and release in a balanced way, the mind begins to settle. Inner energy organizes itself, awareness remains present, and the foundation for deeper stillness becomes established. These principles prepare the ground for a direct technique that applies them through breath and inner observation, allowing consciousness to move steadily toward silence. Every thought that appears in the mind is a movement within awareness. It arises, takes shape, and flows through the inner field of experience, just as sensations and sounds do. On its own, a thought is simply an event, a pattern of mental energy appearing within consciousness. It carries information, images, or words, and then it continues its movement. This process happens naturally throughout the day, accompanying perception, action, and reflection. What gives a thought its strength is attention. When attention flows into a thought, the thought gathers momentum. Belief deepens this momentum by allowing attention to remain engaged with the thought for longer periods. A single idea, once believed and repeatedly attended to, expands into a chain of associations, emotions, and reactions. Paramhansa Yogananda explained that attention acts like life force. Wherever it is directed, experience becomes vivid and influential. This process can be understood clearly through a simple inner model. Awareness functions like the light of a projector, steady and continuous. Thoughts function like images passing across a screen. When the light shines through the images, a moving scene appears, filled with characters, events, and emotions. The story feels real because the light of awareness animates it. When attention remains absorbed in the images, the story continues to unfold with intensity and detail. As understanding deepens, identity begins to shift naturally. Instead of feeling located inside the moving images, awareness recognizes itself as the steady source that illuminates them. Thoughts continue to appear and move, yet their influence softens because attention is no longer confined to the story alone. Yogananda emphasized that this recognition transforms inner experience because awareness remains present as the source rather than merging completely with mental movement. This moment creates a clear inner shift. Attention relaxes into its own ground, thoughts continue their natural flow, and a sense of inner space becomes evident. The mind feels lighter, more transparent, and awareness remains stable within itself. This recognition prepares the way for deeper stillness, where attention aligns with its source and mental activity begins to settle through method and practice. To understand how consciousness functions, the sages used a simple and precise spatial model, the image of an ocean. The upper layer of the ocean is active, dynamic, and constantly changing. Winds move across the surface, creating waves that rise, fall, and collide. In daily life, this surface corresponds to the thinking mind, where reactions, memories, plans, and emotional responses keep moving in response to situations, conversations, and inner habits. Attention often stays engaged at this level, moving from one wave to another. Beneath this surface lies the deeper body of the ocean. As depth increases, movement becomes subtle and steady. The water remains calm, balanced, and stable, regardless of activity above. Paramhansa Yogananda described this depth as the true seat of consciousness, where awareness rests in its own nature. Thoughts may continue on the surface, yet the depth remains unchanged, holding a quiet strength that supports everything above it. The witness awareness belongs to this depth. It observes surface activity without being carried by it. When attention remains identified with the surface, experience feels busy and scattered. When attention begins to sense the depth, a different quality emerges, spacious, steady, and grounded. This depth is already present within you, accessible in every moment, because it is the foundation of awareness itself. Inner movement begins when attention gradually shifts from surface activity toward this deeper level. This movement happens through recognition rather than force. As awareness includes the depth beneath mental activity, thoughts continue their motion while attention feels drawn inward. Yogananda emphasized that this inward orientation allows consciousness to rest in its natural stability. As this understanding settles, a subtle pull inward becomes noticeable. Attention feels supported from within, and the mind begins to align with this deeper current. This spatial clarity prepares the way for a practical method that guides attention inward through a tangible bridge, allowing awareness to settle more fully into its own depth. The connection between breath and mind has been observed directly through experience. When attention becomes active, the rhythm of breathing adjusts naturally. During moments of focus, excitement, or emotional engagement, breath changes its pattern. When attention settles, breath follows and becomes smooth and balanced. Paramhansa Yogananda explained that breath and awareness move together, reflecting the same inner current of life energy. Breath offers a tangible point of contact with this inner movement. Thoughts arise within awareness, yet breath can be felt directly in the body, at the nostrils, in the chest, in the gentle expansion and release that continues moment by moment. Because breath is always present, it provides a steady anchor for attention. When awareness rests with the breath, mental activity begins to organize itself around this rhythm. This movement of breath carries prana, the living energy that sustains both body and mind. Prana can be experienced as vitality, warmth, subtle motion, and inner flow. As attention remains with breathing, prana becomes noticeable as a lived sensation rather than an idea. Yogananda taught that guiding prana through conscious breathing allows awareness to move inward naturally, aligning the surface mind with the deeper current of consciousness. As breath becomes steady and attention remains connected with it, a sense of grounding appears. The body feels present, awareness feels centered, and mental activity begins to soften around this stable rhythm. This prepares the inner environment for direct experience. Understanding now becomes embodied, because attention is no longer moving only through ideas, it is resting within sensation and inner flow. In the next stage, this connection will be used deliberately. Breath will serve as the bridge between surface activity and inner depth, guiding awareness step by step into a state of calm clarity. Allow yourself to remain attentive and relaxed, ready to follow the rhythm of breathing as it leads awareness inward towards stillness. Now we move into direct experience. This is a simple, precise process, and it works through attention and breath rather than thinking. If possible, allow yourself to follow these steps as you listen. Begin with posture. Sit comfortably, either on a chair or on the floor. Let the spine remain upright in a natural way, without stiffness, without collapse. The chest feels open, the neck relaxed, the head balanced. Place your hands gently on your knees, palms facing upward. Allow the body to settle into this position, feeling supported and at ease. When you are ready, let the eyes close softly. Bring awareness to the body. Feel the points of contact, the feet touching the ground, the weight of the body resting where you sit. Notice the gentle presence of the body as a whole. Sensations may be subtle or clear, warm or neutral. Simply allow awareness to include them. This brings attention fully into the present moment, anchoring it within direct experience. Now bring awareness to the breath. Notice the natural flow of breathing as it is already happening. Feel the air entering through the nostrils and leaving again. Sense the movement in the chest or abdomen, the gentle rhythm that continues without effort. There is no need to adjust the breath. Allow it to move freely. While attention stays with the sensation of breathing, let the breath become the center of awareness. As this observation stabilizes, introduce the natural inner rhythm known to the ancient sages. With each inhalation, allow awareness to register the sound, so silently, without movement of the lips. With each exhalation, allow awareness to register the sound hum. This sound arises naturally from the breath itself. So on the inward flow, hum; on the outward flow, so hum. Let this rhythm unfold smoothly, carried by the breath. As you remain with so hum, awareness becomes absorbed in the flow. Breath, sound, and attention begin to align. Thoughts may arise gently in the background. When awareness notices this, simply allow attention to return to the breath and the so hum rhythm. This return is calm and natural, like guiding attention back to a familiar path. Each return strengthens inner stability and clarity. Remain with this process for several minutes. Breath continues, awareness stays present, and the rhythm of Soham supports inner quiet. The body remains relaxed, the mind becomes organized around the breath, and awareness rests steadily within itself. This is the living application of apayasa and vairagya, practiced through direct experience. When you feel ready, allow awareness to gently include the body again. Notice the contact points, The posture, the presence of the room around you. Move the fingers and toes slowly. When the eyes open, allow the calm clarity to remain. This inner stillness is accessible through this method, carried by breath, guided by attention, and rooted in direct experience. As this practice settles, a clear understanding begins to take shape through experience rather than ideas. You have just seen how attention moves, how breath guides it, and how awareness remains present throughout. Thoughts may appear, sensations may shift, and inner activity may continue, yet something steady has been felt beneath it all. This lived insight forms the foundation of inner recognition. What becomes clear is your position in this process. You are the one who notices the breath, the one who is aware of sensation, the one who recognizes when attention moves and when it returns. Paramhansa Yogananda described this recognition as remembering your true position as the observer of the mind rather than the activity within it. This observer awareness remains present in every state, during action, during rest, and during inner practice. As attention aligns with this observer position, silence appears naturally within experience. It feels familiar, stable, and supportive. This silence does not require effort to maintain, because it arises from awareness resting in itself. When the mind settles through breath and attention, this quiet presence becomes more noticeable and more accessible. Over time, it begins to accompany daily life, providing clarity and balance. Allow this recognition to integrate gently. There is no need to analyze it. Simply acknowledge what has been felt and known. Inner silence is part of your natural structure of consciousness, and awareness already knows how to return to it through breath and observation. As this understanding anchors itself, the experience feels complete, grounded, and whole, creating a stable base for continued practice and deeper inner exploration. Now that you have experienced this method, I invite you to take it further. For the next 7 days, dedicate just 10 minutes each day to this practice. Sit in posture, observe the breath, follow the Soham rhythm, and allow awareness to rest as you have done here. Notice the mind, notice thoughts, notice the steady presence beneath them. Observe how attention returns, how mental activity begins to organize naturally, and how a sense of clarity and calm develops. After each session, take a moment to register what you felt. Was there more space in your mind, more energy, a shift in perception? Your experience matters, and every subtle change is part of the process. After 7 days, return to this moment and share what you discovered in the comments. Your insight can guide thousands of others who are exploring inner silence and steady awareness. Today you have traced the movement of the mind, discovered the depth of awareness, and connected directly with the still presence that always exists within you. This inner discovery is yours to carry, explore, and strengthen each day. Thank you for dedicating your attention and curiosity to this process. If this experience has touched you, consider subscribing and sharing this journey so more seekers can access the clarity and calm we explore together. You can also join our WhatsApp channel to connect with a community of travelers who are practicing inner presence daily, exchanging insights, and supporting each other. Bonfire Tales is a space to explore consciousness deeply, to anchor awareness, and to return home to your natural calm.